All right, we hop into game number 5 here in KP's midweek matchup. We've got Voldemar versus Myriad. Myriad having a rough time of it. It might be about to get worse. Two of the worst civs in the game, but funnily enough, in this particular matchup, the French tend to beat Jeanne, which is historically accurate. I think that rounds up, right?
Yeah, so I'm actually, like, the thing I'm a French Mali main, so, you know, I'm looking at this going, what build are you going, Valdemar? But it seems to just be the most bog standard build from both of them. Nothing exciting. I can't really say anything. Like, I probably wouldn't mind just like a quick 336 knights in queue, for example. Everything this boils down to is just like who has the better macro when it comes to actually producing knights. Like,
sort of. It's because it's a
like,
micro matchup within that as well, right?
Yes, and it's like, yes, you could go spears, but at that point you're just losing in the knight count, and honestly, the amount of knights you lose out on, it's just too much.
It's actually the only area Jeanne can kind of get a slight edge in with Consecration, but the sad reality is in this matchup, ever since they nerfed her to not get melee tech by default, she's behind on that as well. To worry people even more, actually maybe not worry people, like, actually yes, worry people, because I'm speaking as a man who's looking to get Jeanne buffed here. This matchup was already French favored. It's now even more French favored because in the most recent patch, they changed the Dark Age villager production speed. So now, in Dark Age alone, the French have 0.6 more villagers than previously.
Yeah, and you can see, like, if you click on the TCs, just quickly bounce back before them. Like, their villager they're currently on right now is being finished at almost the exact same time. And Valmar's up a villager already.
And he's soon going to be up 2, because that's the other big problem of Jeanne's early game is...
Unless Voldemar idles his TC, because he's kept on.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's why we play French.
So
the big problem here fundamentally comes, like, not just the fact you're now 1 villager behind already. It's, as I said, just beyond H2, it's going to be 2 villagers behind, right? So that's 90 resources. So the whole point of, like, the knight pump, whereas before, you basically had to leverage Jeanne to get the snipe on the low first knight. Now, there is a lot more forgiveness on the French side, to the point that they can still lose a knight and be ahead in the first 5, which is quite frankly insane. Like, I don't think this was thought out by the devs. French needed a buff. I don't understand why Jeanne didn't get a buff. Like, I guess they were worried about the bronze and silver rank people picking up their pitchforks and taking to Reddit. But this Civ is not performing well whatsoever.
yeah, but Jeanne OP.
That's true. I did see a Reddit thread that said Jeanne is OP.
Me too, because I allowed it.
Well, you didn't get tired after the 15th one?
It can't be harsh removing it.
I maintain this, though. I warn people at the time. It's not that Jeanne is OP. It's just she plays a style of game that you are uncomfortable with because it's not the familiar, right? You lost to Jeanne a lot, didn't you?
No, I'm going against the tower.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait. What?
What is me? What? John? Like, decide. Like,
is he? That's okay. There's a villager finishing that off. So I think well, look at his tech time, right? He's so far behind. It's already 1 night. I think he knows he's gonna lose the clash in the mid. So this is him just turtling. But the problem with turtling here, sheep count is 12 to 10. Your opponent has a retracted deer spawn. Both of yours are forward spawn.
I mean, I think genuinely, like, Voldemar can... I want to say you could be greedy enough to just wall the entire left-hand side for Voldemar and just go on the deer. Super safe.
Oh, what Voldemar spawned? Yeah, he just comes back here and does 2 cheap walls at the back and he's fine. Because, like, over near the gold, you could just leave one
you just do one big.
It's cheaper if you just go through the intersection point.
Yeah,
across the trees.
but it's French, right? You're gonna be burning through that gold so quickly.
Oh god. Oh, you mean this wall? These don't. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, no.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see now. Yeah, I was looking more towards the deer. You're correct though. Yeah, yeah. So this gets him a lot of runway, which you kind of need because the one positive for Mirad here is he's going to be more cost efficient with gold if he spams knights due to consecration. But
It doesn't affect gold, knights though, or it doesn't affect gold.
Hmm?
It takes the knight to 150, 100.
oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking age 3. I'm living in a la la
Yes.
land. We are getting the racks though, and I'm wondering if he just in this matchup, like it feels bad to consecrate the racks.
That's a dead John.
That is
That's
a
a dead
really dead. Oh my god. He might not even get the kill.
Oh, okay,
oh my
barely.
god.
No!
That was so
Come on,
painful.
Scout! Do it, Scout! Ah!
There you go. Jeanne sucks so badly, even a scout can kill her. I've got my thumbnail.
Yeah. I was about to point out a small detail, which was that the knights that Voldemort was making was actually rallied onto the gold as a safety measure. But instead he just walls the entire base. And by entire base, I mean the entire base.
Good guy Voldemar reminding us that even though he doesn't stream AoE4 anymore, we should still subscribe to Cal. This is a very, very defensive start. But it makes sense, right? Like in this matchup, especially when you used to have this as a mirror, like French mirror back in the olden days, the accepted approach was you can either wall or you build spears, right? Because the alternative is leaving a lot of knights at home. At that point, you're more leaning on your opponent making a mistake than you doing something productive.
But I think that still applies a lot.
Yeah, if your name's Marine Lord.
No, just well, yes, but also just in general, right? It's Voldemar knows that the tech timing for Mirror was super bad. By all means, I'm sorry, it was. So you can afford to just send out your knights in pairs of 2, pairs of 3. Pairs of 3. That's not something you say.
So pairs of 3, so 6.
Yes, but you can move out knights periodically and just rally them onto gold to be safe. Of course, if you float the wood, you just wall. That's fine.
I think his base isn't very wallable though. Like compared to Voldemar's.
No, I'm talking about Voldemort.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, gotcha, yeah. But I think like he secures enough that it's justifiable. And also remember, when you're in a knight on knight clash, knights are terrible at burning through walls, right? So it buys you all the time in the world to rotate, even if you're on the other side of the map.
It's going to be coming in on the wood line as well. Going to be getting a villager kill. Will be losing its life and giving up over some XP to Jeanne. But then on the other side, I mean, he just wins this knight fight just so handily. I mean, Mirror losing Scout has, at least this time, he's actually remaking it. Albeit it is from his school of cavalry, so he does miss out on.
It's still preferable to not having a scout here, right? Because that means your opponent can always ambush you on a knight charge in. Like, it's so scary to play knight versus knight without a scout, because the distance between you and the enemy is so much smaller by the time you realize you're being attacked.
Yeah. So now, though, I mean, the spearman is going to be revealed. I think that was scouted earlier anyways. But
he has got the boar, though. Like, the positive to give him, he has got the boar. The problem is with the deer for Voldemar, like, it's a comparable enough number that you're not behind. And I'm just looking at the eco count, right? Like, we highlight this very early on because it's important. It's already a 6 villager lead.
It's wild. And that is with the idle time we talked about earlier and the fact that Voldemar did kill one, right? So it's just wild, right?
That's Jeanne, baby.
You gotta remember a small detail that doesn't have this much say in a mirror like this. It has more to say when you're playing 1TC against 1TC. Eco upgrades for French are cheaper. And that does still apply to Jeanne. So you have more villagers to utilize the eco bonuses. So you just vibe right now.
Yeah. The only negative for you is like you don't get the bloomery for free. And we're at that point, right, where Mirad can get that edge. But he doesn't even have it yet. He hasn't got the blacksmith. I think it just came in. Wait.
Yeah, and Voldemar doesn't have a blacksmith either, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is fine.
Because he's on knights. You only build it once you've got enough archers, I think. Right.
No. I still think you go it. But you don't need to go it just yet until you actually see that Myriad is on it, because then you know that he has the tiniest of advantage when it comes to a straight up 1v1 with knights. Of course, that scenario is never going to be happening, but then you know he's already opting into that, and you can spend 150 resources and just get a really good upgrade for free.
I think the pain point for me is like before they took the free melee tech away from Jeanne, this build made sense, and now ever since they've done it, like you're basically sacrificing another knight, right?
Yeah.
In this mirror, that's just like that's death, right? And the Bloomery is about to come in at 12 knights. It adds a nice quirk in. The bigger deal, I think, is going to be Undermesh, because we're reaching a point where you're going to have to start diving defenses. And some of these games will indeed be making it to the YouTube side, folks, so make sure you subscribe there. I don't think I'm going to upload the whole series.
Yeah, don't upload the ones I cost.
There we go. Yeah, got to choose the quality ones.
Absolutely. So, Volar is starting to add archers now, and as you said, he is going to be adding he added the blacksmith. He is going for +1 steel arrow. I don't necessarily think that you need to be adding archers just yet. Maybe the spearman count is high enough that you need to start adding archers, but
it's not just the spearman. Like, it's range zone, no armor, right? The logic is this is how you snipe her. Because it's kind of like, you know how in Delhi they begin the fight and they always try to kill Jeanne first because they just don't want the fight? It's the same logic. Because otherwise, look at the Knight Mass here. If you feed this over, she's level 3.
Yeah. I mean, let me quickly check the XP. It is currently... Oh.
Depressingly bad, huh?
Yeah, it's 200 out of 500.
Yeah, but this many knights, that's enough to get you the remainder, right? Like 18 knights at 24 pop would get you there. That's coming in, though.
So now you can cut back. One of the problems that I has for Volar in this scenario is that his area in the background out, so now he needs to move out. Already Wall is going to be taking this fight, though. It's not going too horrible.
If they just pile on Jeanne, right now, this is it. This is all you need. Just go straight for Jeanne. Don't give any more XP for free. And Myriad panics about it. He pulls back. He gets a decent amount of XP. But look at the difference in army now. 17 knights to just 7. Jeanne pinned behind. Every time he tries to retreat with her, he loses more knights.
She's a dead woman.
Just leave her.
The amount of knights you lose right now is not worth the 250 gold you can use to buy her back.
No. And I love this. One was like, oh, I guess chivalry is probably good value now. Check those health bars.
Beautiful micro as well. He didn't lose that many knights either.
No.
And with the wall that he actually put up during that fight, he's now able to move out onto the resources that is further away. Because the only problem that Volar had, like, his initial deer spawn is very good in the back, but once it runs out, he needs to move super far forward. Everything is far forward. But he's been able to just get up a wall. And look at this as well, just a small detail. With it near the TC, there's just 4 knights chilling that slow HP bars.
Yeah.
Chivalry is about to come in, and, well, they're just gonna vibe.
And not just that.
And Volar knows exactly where to attack as well.
Exactly. It's only 6 spearmen to defend right now, 7th now coming in. He's going to rear away. I mean, he could realistically bring the archers over. I think the issue, he doesn't want to have a situation like what Myriad just had, where you have to run away, and the slowest moving unit, weird word today, costs you more, right? Because in that situation, it's the XP you give over. And Voldemar, it's Raw Institute. Yeah, this is the chef's kiss, the creme de la creme. Because now it's going to force Myriad to do something very risky. Oh, this ain't a good start.
You can't do anything. Like.
Wait.
Even if you do something risky, you can't.
Oh my god. There's no scout. Myriad didn't see that. Raid now coming in, going towards the eco. Voldemar looking for the villagers, and the spearman's slow to react to this. That's going to cost him.
I swear this is 2 TC against 1 TC, right? With a villager lead?
I think so. Let me check. Maybe he snuck one on another map that we didn't see? Has he got AoE free mechanics where he just pays for them and they come off a map? Like,
it's the old bazaar.
He's going to carry for the blocker now. Wait, I think Voldemar can bait him into a bad fight. It's only 20 seconds. He's got enough runway here.
He can just keep on running. I mean, Jeanne is the only thing that's standing on the left, right?
This is.
I mean, this is like the freest He's just gonna cycle a charge here, and Jeanne needs to be so careful. No, you're in! Ring around Rosie, do it, do it! Okay, Jeanne's still alive!
This would have been like that. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh no!
Divine Restoration still doesn't save her. That was like the equivalent of, you know, in those movies when a policeman tries to say stop in front of 15 monster trucks? Yeah, no. Just no.
And honestly, like, Voldemort can just... He's almost at the point where he can just take this fight without even having his archers there. They're going to be moving in. They're not going to be veteran. But they don't need to be.
I mean,
He can still take this fight.
Anyway. He's frontlining with them right now.
That's a little bit too much maybe, but there's just not enough spears. Veterancy on the knights as well, right? Just popping off. He's not going to be having royal bloodlines just yet, but the +2 damage is really helping on the knights here against the spearmen as well. But he's able to pull back the low HP knights as well. Like, look at this. They're saving so many of them. They're just not dying. There's barely any Voldemort corpses.
And the bigger pain, like, I love that. Jeanne turns up, immediately just say, nope, turns around, runs all the way home. Oh, a brutal one for Myriad. I mean, it's a tough one. We mentioned this matchup heavily favors French. From the get-go, he looked like he was behind. And I think that this is a perfect example of why this has been and continues to be now an even harder matchup for one of the weakest civs in AoE 4.
Well, the good news for Myriad, it does trigger a redraft.
That's true. The bad news is it's a best 11, so this could happen again, and there's still many games.
Oh, no!
God. Speaking of happening again, have we not already done this? Like, play a new track. This is like the person that just plays What I've Done by Linkin Park on repeat. They don't have other songs. They've got other things they can do. Kill some eco on the west side. It's a pretty good song, though. Well, Raw Bloodlines is on the way. And he must have heard me. Finally, it comes out. GG called. I don't think I can find a worse civ in the game right now than Jeanne.